Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's session. My name is Kara Metz, and I am the program chair for the BA in Health and Human Services at the University of Arizona Global Campus. And with me is Dr. Paul Greenberg, who will be running our chat. We are pleased to welcome you to this Cultivating a Culture of Care and University Club Experiences with Dr. Kristen Ballard, Dr. Lisa Smith, Dr. Dawn Jarvis, Vanessa Graves, Adriana Smith, Amira Schaefer, and Kimberly Bowe. Sponsored by the College of Arts and Sciences and facilitated by the UAGC Department of Behavioral Sciences. We hope you enjoy the session. Some of you might know our presenters, so please feel free to use the chat to join me in welcoming them. Welcome to the session, Cultivating a Culture of Care and University Club Experiences.
Our first question is to Vanessa. And what proven strategies can university clubs use to effectively address the unique needs and challenges encountered by a marginalized or underrepresented student population within their membership? And how can these successful strategies in fostering a culture of care within clubs be adapted and scaled to benefit other organizations within the university community?
Yeah, thank you so much for the question and thanks for having me. So as the Student and Alumni Engagement Specialist, I've closely collaborated with student clubs and communities, especially in supporting these marginalized or represented student populations. And one strategy is ensuring diverse representation and club leadership. Our club advisors, comprising of faculty and student affairs staff from diverse programs, backgrounds, and passions, exemplify this approach. Developing cultural relevant programming is another key strategy. Collaborating with clubs to create diverse events and resources ensures inclusivity and relevance, as we share some of our examples about that later on. Building community and support networks provide opportunities for these students to connect and receive support through virtual meetups, mentorship programs, and affinity groups to foster that sense of belonging. Some examples that we offer are UAGC Connect, which is our official networking and engagement platform for students, alumni, faculty, and staff, our Champs Peer Mentoring Program, and our various club subgroups they have, like music and gaming, a book club, or even more interest groups. With ensuring access to resources and services, clubs should be aware of and have access to counseling services, academic advising, financial aid assistance, and career development resources tailored to the needs of marginalized students. UAGC Connect provides all that access, as well as clubs and communities have access to share those resources out to members. Encouraging partnerships and collaborations among clubs, departments, and external partners in DEI enhances their impact and tackles these shared challenges. And some of these examples we include Culture of Care Summit, Teaching and Learning Conference, Career Services events, and professional development events. Establishing feedback mechanisms allow clubs to assess their initiatives and identify areas for improvement, promoting continuous growth. And for example, our quarterly officers meeting provides a platform for student leaders to discuss these club initiatives, collaborations, and future ideas. And finally, scaling successful strategies involves sharing best practices, providing training and support, and fostering collaboration among the different clubs. UAGC Connect hosts dedicated communities for club advisors and officers, which offers accessible resources for enhancing engagement, organizing events, recruitment, and marketing efforts. So by applying these strategies, university clubs can better support marginalized students and contribute to a more inclusive campus community. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And to bring up our next question, what role can faculty and staff advisors play in supporting clubs' efforts to cultivate a culture of care, and how can they be effectively engaged in this process?
Hello, I'm Dr. Dawn Jarvis, Associate Faculty and founder of the Human Services Club. thanks for this wonderful question. By actively engaging with clubs and their members, advisors can provide guidance, resources, and a supportive framework that fosters a sense of belonging and well-being. Research suggests that students are more likely to persist in college when they feel a sense of belonging and are validated as members of the college community. By actively engaging with club members, we can demonstrate commitment to supporting students' personal and academic growth. Advisors can offer mentorship and guidance to club members on how to create inclusive and supportive environments. By articulating a clear mission and vision, we can help align the efforts of club members towards common goals and objectives. Advisors can facilitate discussions and workshops on topics such as mental health awareness, diversity, equity, and inclusion. By providing educational opportunities, advisors empower club members to better understand and support each other's needs, fostering empathy and understanding within the organization. Advisors can serve as advocates for clubs within the broader institution, helping to secure the resources and support necessary for their success. Advisors can leverage their connections and expertise to ensure that clubs have the necessary tools to thrive. To effectively engage faculty and staff advisors in this process, it's essential to establish clear lines of communication and collaboration. Clubs should regularly meet with their advisors to discuss goals, challenges, and strategies for promoting a culture of care within the organization. Advisors should be approachable and accessible to club members, creating an environment where individuals feel comfortable seeking support and guidance. Effective engagement with advisors involves clear communication, collaboration, and appreciation for their contributions to the success of the club. Together, clubs and their advisors can work towards building vibrant and caring communities on campus. Thank you for this insightful question.
Thank you very much for your detailed answers. And for our next question, in what ways can university clubs collaborate with campus resources such as our counseling services and student programs to enhance the mental health and overall wellness of their members?
So my name is Kimberly Bowe, pronounced she, her, hers. I am a doctoral student here at UAGC, as well as a former president of the Human Services Club. So rather than diving into a bunch of data and details, I actually wanted to bring forward an example to answer this question. So back a couple of years ago, I had a passion for suicide prevention. And it turns out that there are several other students as well as faculty and staff who have that passion as well. And so with that, we reached out to different faculty and staff and organizations. We've got student affairs, we have, as well as, the student care team as well. That's a couple examples of different staff that were involved, as well as the club advisors. So it took all of us working together to make this happen, but it took some inspiration too in order to make this happen. So the students worked very hard to come together to come up with topics, reached out to speakers or speakers themselves, and worked through the system, which was actually really beneficial to have faculty and staff as part of that because they could help guide the students through what it meant to get through comms review and those details as well. So within this process, not only were students empowered to have a voice in the process, but we also had an opportunity to give back to the UAGC community in there. And as well as landing in this project, the suicide prevention ended up living on the UAGC hub. So it's now a permanent resource within the UAGC community, which I'm very excited to say. So thank you for that amazing question. I look forward to hearing the next one.
Thank you very much for all these, to you and the other panelists for all these fantastic ideas. For our next, and resources, and for our next question, what challenges might arise in promoting a culture of care within university clubs, and how can these challenges be addressed proactively?
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. I am so grateful that you are here and took the time out to pick our workshop. My name is Dr. Lisa Smith, and I am co-advisor of the Human Services Club, and I'm also faculty here with the Human Services programs. Some of the challenges that university clubs may face is when incorporating culture of care is bias. one reason that bias is exhibited from either club members or maybe those that may lead certain events is because biases are human. Most people have certain stereotypes, and these stereotypes could either be positive or negative, but oftentimes this bias may come through, let's say, in different events. As several of our presenters have explained, we do events that collaborate with other groups and clubs. And we also invite people from outside to come and speak. But one good thing about the way in which you address bias is to create an environment of inclusivity and make sure that people are feeling as if they have a sense of acceptance. And this is where we look at what we call DEIBAJ, so that diversity, equity, inclusion, but also a sense of belongingness by introducing topics that people care about. Oftentimes, we have topics that can span the events for the month. We have Women's History Month. We have Suicide Prevention Month, which we've done an event on. We have Pride Month, which we've done an event on. So that bias can be addressed by creating this inclusive environment in our club. Another issue that we may be challenged with is low participation. And one of the ways in which the Human Services Club has tried to combat that issue, because we have over 200 some odd members, is to post our events in the classrooms. We have also posted events that are found on our social media platforms that go through CommReview, extensive CommReview, which can take several weeks to get a post, but it still is shared out to the university community, and we can get participation from there. I also post in my classrooms as well as in my doctoral classrooms to bring in participation and to bring the Human Services Club to other clubs. Club activities can include examples of stereotypes and bias. I recall when we had Pride Month, we invited his name is escaping me, Matt, someone help me here, one of the presenters, to Cash Stand, that's his name, and to host an event. And he shared with us the challenges he faced as a teacher, and where he lost his job because he performed drag queen shows, and that community was not as accepting. And he would later move from that community into almost across country to a community that was more accepting, but he explained the challenges that he faced there, which can create a form of belongingness for those who may have similar issues. Club events and speakers must promote inclusivity, and we are usually pretty good at finding speakers that address that issue. Limited social justice initiatives, we know with Kimberly Bowe, our former president, she has spearheaded the social justice initiative here at UAGC and instituted collaboration with other diverse clubs and organizations such as the Military Club. Thank you so much for that question.
Well, thank you. So many ideas to chew on, all of them relevant. So for our fifth question, in the importance of student retention efforts, what proactive initiatives or strategies do university clubs plan to implement to not only enhance student retention, but to sustain and further cultivate a culture of care within their organizations, recognizing the integral role such as the culture plays in fostering student engagement and success?
Hi,
am Kristen Ballard, Dr. Kristen Ballard, and I'm the program chair for the PhD in Master's Human Services programs, and I'm a co-advisor for this club, the Human Services Club. So my question was to how can these challenges be addressed proactively, that Lisa mentioned. So first and foremost, something that's on our radar for later this year, ask your club advisor to hold a diversity training or workshop. This can, you can invite other clubs to these events to encourage more inclusivity. You can make it as big or small as you want to. It could be, and of course, it's free to your students. The next suggestion I have is, utilize UAGC resources to help increase participation. We have, with formal approval from Vanessa's office, you can receive funds to purchase UAGC swag and other items such as prizes and awards and giveaways at events, in meetings even. And one example that we do in our club is when a cabinet member ends their term, we purchase them a gold cord that they wear on their graduation regalia. And then for the days and times of inclusivity, it's really hard when you're spanning all these time zones to get a day and time that works for everyone, but we try. So what we're trying to do more of is vary up the day or the time of a meeting or an event. So if it's on a Monday at 4 p.m. one day or one time, then maybe we make it on a Thursday at 12 or something, just in that way to try to get more people to come to the meetings and events. And then the other one is a leadership mentoring consultant role, just so students have they have a nice segue into the cabinet when they become cabinet members instead of just being thrown in the position. So we have a consultant role, and Kimberly serves as a consultant role, and also so does Dr. Jarvis. So they're there to mentor the new cabinet members for their term. So that's been going pretty well for us. This is the first year we've done it. Let's see what else we have. So to further promote inclusivity, collaborate with other clubs. This is really important. It's actually very fun. So we've done this so far. I think it's already been mentioned, but I think we've done it with the Lifting Our Voices Club, the Military Club, the Psych Club, and a few others. And just bringing other people in from outside the organization into your meetings and your events, that's very interesting to the members. So those are my ideas for how to address those challenges proactively. And our next slide will address retention clubs.
Hello, my name is Adriana Smith. I am a current doctoral student and also the current president of the UAGC Human Services Club. My question is going to touch on how we can maintain retention in clubs. One of the things that we try to do is communicate clearly and frequently, just letting members know what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, and when. One of the things that we utilize a lot is the UAGC Connect. By posting things there, keeping our members engaged, and posting flyers about upcoming meetings and events that we will have, as well as utilizing, as was mentioned before, our social media outlets. We also let members determine their commitment level, allow them to be flexible. As was mentioned before, it can be hard across all time zones to get everyone involved, but that doesn't mean you can't show up late, show up or ask questions. We do this by posting like meeting minutes and things like that also on a UAGC Connect, and allow members to contribute ideas without requiring action. So one of the things that we can do, just having members, remember one time during one meeting, we just asked our members, what is it that they want to see in the club meetings? And even if they may not attend the meeting, the next one, we still take that into consideration. Making our meetings meaningful and fun, provide activities that can help members accomplish their overall goals. Not only do we focus on their academic side or career services that can help them career rise in human services, but also things we've had workshops from Dr. Heather Friedrich talking about addressing our wellness, because that's an important thing for anyone, whatever you're doing, and helping members to build relationships within a group, encouraging one another to to connect with these outside resources or other clubs, just like how we connect with other clubs. All that helps build relationships, not only within a group, but with the UAGC campus as a whole. Thank you.
So Adriana's going to talk a little bit about some of these events, and then I'm going to jump in on the back after Adriana on the back end of this. We're really excited to share some of these examples.
So we have our Human Services Club. This is going to be some of the things that we talked about that we have. We collaborate with Lifting Our Voices, where we talk to that and they let us know their challenges and the things that they do for their clubs. And that was another reason or another way that we connected with them. We talked about the Pride Month that we have, or that we had event. That was, I think that drew in one of our largest club meetings or attendance ever. And it was inspiring again for everyone to listen about his story. We also had Dr. Hedder Friedrich, who does that podcast, the Happy Doc Student, that talked about, like I said, that wellness. And she provides a host of other workshops that we would like to do, that we probably will collaborate with her later on during the year. And we also had the Social Justice Initiative, which was spearheaded by Kimberly, where she broke down what she's trying to do with this and how we can also get involved with this project.
So, yep, I'm going to jump in. Thank you so much, Adriana, for talking about those. And I'll take on the last one. So yes, the Social Justice Initiative is a collaboration between several clubs and several students, and there's always room for more. So just put that out there. If you're interested, let me know. There's a link to what has been done thus far in the chat. And there's also a link to the Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. We do not have an ad or flyer for that, but that is also in there. I highly encourage you to go check out UAGC Hub and see what that's all about. As well as you've heard a little bit about the Military Club collaboration. That was where we worked on a presentation talking about resilience, right, within the students and the organization. And then we also had collaborations with an outside entity, the National Organization for Human Services, where we had Eric Lear come in and talk about volunteering and how students could get involved in outside of UAGC. So collaboration does not have to be just limited to within UAGC. There are lovely resources, as has been alluded to previously, about going in outside working in the community. So those are our slides, and then we have our reference slide. Oh, I'm going to let Adriana talk about that one.
I was just thinking, and we missed one. Okay, we had Dr. Ken Duckworth come and speak to us about not only his book, but helping those with mental health. And going back to when we talked about making it meaningful and fun, we were able to give away an autographed book from Dr. Duckworth, and I think that was awesome as well.
So there's our references slide. So we want to make sure that you have access to the references if you'd like to go look at any more additional information. But that brings us to the conclusion of this portion of the question of us responding to questions. And now we would like to hear from you all. So we invite a Q&A discussion.
These are all great strategies. I appreciate everyone for sharing.
I know there's only 1 minute, but I'll just try to be brief. I've thought for a long time of starting a philosophy club just because it would be fun. I enjoy philosophy, and a lot of students do too. And I just wondered, how high is the bar? Like, I'm honestly intimidated by, starting a club in the meeting. What if it's just like once a month we have a fun meeting and it's and the bar is low? Like, is that okay, or do I need to? A lot of infrastructure and planning, I guess, is my question.
Yeah, if you're interested in starting a club or a community, definitely reach out. We do have some guidelines and rules, I guess, but they're very low bar. Like you said, if you want to do something once a month, I think that's the thing that we start at. And then if you want to work and do more and have activity funds and do all these other things and get support, and there's other ways you can build that. But yeah, definitely start small. If you only have 3 members, that's 3 members that you're helping in our community. So
this started really small. Like I'm the one that started this club. It came as just an idea. I was a student at UAGC first before I was a faculty member. I was just like, hey, when I was a student, I wish there was a club. Why don't I just look at building a club? It started really small, and now we have like 260 some odd members, I think, now. So you never know what might happen.
Nice, thank you.
All
I know
right.
we got 5 seconds, but I was the first president, and I wish I would have never at that time become faculty because I got kicked out.
I was our first advisor of the club. So, and then I became, faculty just part-time. So then I had to step down as advisor, but I still have a role as a consultant, and I'm still actively involved in the club. So, but yes.
It's great. It's great.
It's my passion project.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to Kristen, Lisa, Dawn, Vanessa, Adriana, Amira, and Kimberly. This was phenomenal. I think got a lot of people interested in seeing maybe what other clubs that they can start. But this concludes our Cultivating a Culture of Care in University Club Experiences. Thank you to all our viewers for joining us. We hope you found the conversation inspiring. On behalf of the Department of Behavioral Sciences and the University of Arizona Global Campus, thank you and have a good rest of the day. Please join us in just 3 minutes for our wrap-up session with Dr. Packard and Dr. Farrell. Thank you.